Welcome to all those who come here to hear my tales. Tonight we have a double feature for you. Stories from Georgia, and more specifically, my hometown of Ellenwood. The first tale is an adventure with a young boy and a spooky ghost. The second, a creature of legend and local myth. But before we start, I just want to say thank you and shout out to all the great subscribers who had joined the channel. I'm glad you enjoy my content, and I promise you every weekend I try my best to get a new story out. If you have not followed me, but enjoy my content, feel free to like, follow, and tap the bell overhead. Leave a comment if you want. And now, on to our stories. The Ghost That Haunts Fairview Rd. Between Ward Lake Road and Amber Block, there is a dip in the road. The dip or hollow was there long before construction and pavement ever started on Fairview Rd. This is a story passed down from generation to generation until it finally came to my ears. The source is trusted by me without a shadow of a doubt. So I believe him when he tells me this tale. Before the lights and houses, before the homes that littered the side streets, Fairview Rd was all woods and fields. No one really knew how the tale began or who the specter was. But beware, when the sun goes down and the moon is high, a cursed soul wanders the hollow, as a young man is about to discover how true the legend is. After a day of fishing at Ward Lake, not far from his home, it was time to return, unfortunately empty-handed. He rode his bike, knowing the tale of the hollow. But it was a hollow he had to cross to get home. So he pedaled faster as it came near. The sun had set, and darkness crept through the woods. Out of that darkness, a voice called to him, "Bobby, Bobby, where is my head?" The boy knew he shouldn't, but could not resist seeing it for himself. From the darkness it came, and it was as if time had stopped for a few precious moments. The spirit was both large and tall, built like an old farmer would have been. It walked slowly toward Bobby, reaching for him with gigantic hands. It crept closer as Bobby sat frozen on his bike in a state of fear. He finally woke from the trance, shaking his head and shoulders when he realized he needed to get out of here. He turned toward home and pedaled as fast as he could. The ghost was still behind him, keeping up rather easily. The boy looked back and saw the ghost closing in. Determined to get away, Bobby pedaled as fast as he could go, and his bike could withstand. He crossed the stream and realized in the story the spirit could not cross running water. The voice had stopped, but still the scared boy pedaled until he reached the safety of his home. He found his dad on the front porch, waiting for the boy to get home. He drank a cold beer as Bobby ran up to him. He told his father what he had seen while trying to catch his breath. But his father only answered him with laughter and called him a silly, silly boy. But Bobby never forgot. And from then on out, he made sure to never cross that hollow again after sunset. A panther near Panthersville. The final story is about an elusive creature believed by many to be a myth. It hid in the woods and fields at Fairview Rd in Ellenwood. It was dark as the shadows that it hid in, with eyes the color of two yellow suns. A nocturnal predator, preferring to hunt in the cool night air. Many did not believe the creature existed, but they were wrong. A few miles from Ellenwood is Stockbridge, Georgia. In the late 1940s, they had a safari park where you could drive through and feed exotic animals. Henry County was not as populated then as it is today. Most of the area was farmland, wilderness, and fields. Dirt roads, trails were more common than paved roads at this time. The park was closed down because of the small population of people. They simply couldn't afford to stay open. However, several animals did escape. One creature was a large feline with bright yellow eyes and pitch black fur. Near Ellenwood, toward Ward Lake Road, is a place called Panthersville. I often wondered where they got that name, with the local legend being so close to the town. I wonder if the place was named after the elusive cat itself. My grandmother told me this tale, and it was backed up by my aunts and uncle. One night they heard a baby crying, and it sounded like it was on the back porch. Which made no sense. Now, Grandma's daughter and Grandpa's friend lived less than a block away, just up the road from them. You could be at their house walking in easily 5 to 8 minutes. So Grandma called her daughter and asked if her granddaughter was asleep in bed, which she was. However, the baby crying noise did not stop. When they finally woke Grandpa up, he walked out with a shotgun. But the noise from the back porch no doubt scared the creature away. Now, in case you wonder what a black panther or cougar sounds like, Google it. They sound a lot like a baby crying. A large cat was seen several times at the house and in those woods. Grandpa's friend, as mentioned earlier, lived right behind the house. He had 2 large dogs, an Alaskan Malamute and German Shepherd, easily over 120 pounds apiece. One night he heard the dogs barking very loudly at something in the woods. He grabbed his gun and a light and went out to where his dogs were barking. What he saw was not a welcome sight. The Malamute, German Shepherd, and Panther was not far from his home in the woods. The Malamute was licking blood from her paw. As a shepherd stood between the Malamute and the feline, keeping it at bay. To the day she died, the Malamute's paw was never the same, and she had a constant limp from it. They did go hunting for the beast, but never found it. As mentioned earlier, the area was full of woods, and not many people lived there. The large cat had simply left the area, no doubt looking for easier hunting grounds. Many laugh at this idea, but I know and trust the people who claim to have seen it. I know the dogs. I know what a panther sounds like. It could easily be mistaken for a lost child in the woods at night, all alone. If you enjoy these tales that were both true, then I ask a small favor of you. Like the video, follow and subscribe, and ring the bell overhead. Any comments are always welcomed here. As I answer them all. Stay tuned and come back next week. Aloha. As we travel to the island chain of Hawaii, a place I lived for 4 years. What legend does these Polynesian islands have? Join me, and let's find out together. As always, beware of those that hide in the Shadowlands.